Outer Orange.
Hey, Vietsia, welcome back. As you guys know, I've recently been really enjoying Shadowverse Evolve, and guess what? We just got the first ever results for set for English, and we're gonna go ahead and talk about because we got some crazy results coming up. All right, fam. So we had the Vancouver results here, and quite a bit to go through here. 3 topping teams. So let's go ahead and get through them. I'm really excited because I really like the way these decks work. Starting off, we have the Abyss Craft deck. Now some people are like, whoa, like what happened here? Because a lot of people don't really put Abyss that high, and this is the Ector build, but it's not just Ector focused, it's actually focused on quite a lot, and a lot of it revolves around the Death's Breath right here, because this card can revive and cheat out cards like Israfil and Azazel and Ector himself. You basically can go for finishers very easily. You can set your opponent to 10, go into Ector. Ector revives the lesser mummies, and you can use lesser mummies to basically finish the game because it does 10 damage total. Or you can go Demon's Breath into Israfil, which also board wipes, heals, and is a pretty big body with a ward on it, because the Death's Breath does give ward. And then basically after all around that, you can Azazel, because a lot of decks love to heal, so you go around that. And then also you can use Ray Shower to get out Modorensky. Modorensky is actually insane in this deck. She is very powerful. That -4/-4 goes really hard. He has some early targets that basically get you to discard your big bodies and then reuse them. And then everything else from here is just milling, and we got the drawing engine, the usual stuff with the Punk Devil, which also is just a really good card. Overall, this deck does counteract into meta pretty well, since a lot of decks like to heal. Into Chimera, they like to heal. Putting them to 10 puts them on a clock, and they don't have enough time to get to their 30 spell effect. And basically that's what this deck is for. But overall, very good deck. I really like it, test into it quite a lot, and I'm a big fan of mill decks. This is a mill deck, so really fun stuff. Next we have, here's the Evolve. The Evolve has quite a bit going on here. We got the Mummy, we got the Zombie, we got the Modorensky, and we got the Azazel, and the Israfil. So that's that. Next we have Forest. Forest is a very strong pick right now. A lot of people value Forest as one of the strongest decks in the format. I would say there is no guaranteed tier 0. I think there's just a lot of good options, and all decks have some kind of weakness. This deck is probably one of my favorite builds in terms of Forest, because it's got the crystal, it's got the Tias in them, and I really am a fan of Tia in decks in Forest Craft decks right now. And then also we have just everything else is pretty basic. I also really pretty standard. I also really love the Rose Deer. Rose Deer is just such a good card because those Thorn Bursts just go crazy. Just being able to deal something 3 and draw cards, I just think is massive. Finishing off with the Cassiopeia and the Elephant, obviously, and the Silver Bolt, just to be able to have, and that top heavy, like, you know, plays. And then obviously early on you have all these early costs that you can just bounce and recall. Here's the Evolve, very standard. We got the Sakuna, the Ancient Elf, the Rose Gardener, and Elephant, obviously. And only one Evolve is a little risky because sometimes you can lose it, and what do you do? But hey, sometimes you only need the one Evolve. If it sticks, you land. Next we have the Dragon Ramp deck. This is probably what I consider the strongest version of Dragon right now. There is PDK, and then there's Discard Dragon. I think out of the 3, this is definitely the most potent choice to pick, and I definitely agree with this entire list. This is a pretty good list in my opinion. I think it's probably one of the better lists in terms of Dragon builds. I think the only thing maybe you can kind of move around is like the Israfil or something, if you just want like other cards, but I just think this is a very standard, really good build. I think they did really good here. I'm not a Dragon player, but I play into Dragon quite a lot, and this deck just constantly board wipes, and I absolutely hate this card right here with the Burning Passion, sometimes more than Forte, surprisingly enough, but this card is just disgusting. But overall, just a very top heavy deck. You just go into your ramps, you heal off of Sybil, and then you get the ramps going with Oracle, and then you just draw a bunch. You constantly board wipe with cards like Blazing Breath, Serpent Wrath, and then also Conflag, and you just sit there and just board wipe while also applying Storm Pressure, Rush Pressure. Obviously Israfil also board wipes and heals you, and then the Shenlong keeps you alive for basically a couple turns, and Olivia is just like a backup plan. Just a really good combination. The deck just has a lot of good stuff. It's like good stuff, the deck. You can't really go wrong with it. This is what the Evolve is looking like. We got the Bahamut, which by the way, I didn't really mention Bahamut too much. I'm not a fan of Bahamut. I understand why. It's like, why you have the room to play it, might as well type of thing. I think out of all the top heavier cards, these 3 over here are just significantly better off the Forte and the Shenling. I just think there's better options, but Bahamut's pretty good too. You can also nuke amulets, and if you're really fearful of Haven, that's definitely a thing you can do. The Mage, we got the Dragon Warrior here, we got Forte, obviously, Shenlong, the One of, and the Israfil. So there's that. Next we have the second place team, which went a really wild build, with the first one being Haven Wordstorm. This is a Wordstorm Haven list. I really like it. I think it's really cool. It's actually a list I was kind of interested in myself, and then I chose to just stray away from it a little bit, but I actually cut all the cards a while ago because I was interested in building a Stormhaven build, and then look at that, we actually got someone who made it through with it as well. I really like the Harbinger and the Goblin Princess package. These 2 neutrals are just insane. This card just says I'm gonna deal something to 1 and then deal my opponent one. And then this card just gets the Goblin King on top of searching out neutrals like Bellringer or Goblin. And then also the Goblin King buffs the Goblinoid type units. That includes, I believe, Goblin Princess herself, if I'm not mistaken, and also the Goblin that you call out. So you just get so many resources off of basically 4 mana. Really clutch, really clutch card. You can also give her Storm if you want to, depending on how you do it, how you play it out. But just really cool card. The birds in here, we got the lion in here, we got the obviously the Storm Falcons that come out, and then we're also playing for this this gemstone diamond approach, where basically if you were to target something, you have to target that. And just a really nice way to play around a lot of like AoE that potentially can be thrown at you. You don't lose your board as easily, and you kind of could close out with cards like Moon, or you can go for the Aegis approach and just close out on Aegis, or even, again, my least favorite card on the planet, this freaking thing. Also, on a side note, just something to quickly highlight as well, the Acolyte and the Degree are just really good options for board removal and also controlling boards like Forest Board if they get to a board in time, if they keep it open. And also Elephant. Acolyte is a direct answer to cards like Elephant. Degree also answers cards like Elephant as well. So if there's something you're fearful of, these cards answer them. Israfil is another card that you may be fearful of. This card answers them. Dragon Ramp can also do some stuff. Guess what? These cards answer them. It's just really cool to see. Also, the Jean is just really good. Just overall, it's a really interesting combination of decks. I like it. They don't. I especially like the Aegis. It's just a nice touch. And we also have the new girl that basically directly searches for a Haven follower and calls it the board. Also, just a really good card that I gain access towards. So just, yeah, overall really good stuff. I like the deck. Very exciting stuff. I wasn't expecting to see Stormward Haven, but here we are. Then we have the Evolve. They had so many Evolve cards in there that they really had like a tight space to everything. But we have the Bellringer, the Harbinger, well, all one-ofs by the way, the Goblin Princess, the Ruby Falcon, got the Diamond Girl, Jean of course, and the Aegis himself. So really good stuff there. Next we have another Forest build. Shockingly enough, it's not Forest. This one isn't running the Crystalias, but it is running basically the other packages. We got the Bouncing, the Healing, the Nalcha. We got this card. I love this card so much. This is the Suzuka. This is the fact that you can bounce cards to the top of the deck can be so impactful depending on what you're bouncing, and you're basically slowing down the person from drawing. Some decks, this especially since we're dealing with 40 card decks, the top decking is like so important because now they're one less card short from top decking something important. Really useful stuff. The Rose Garner obviously still being able to bounce like really good cards on the board that they have to basically they lose a turn for. Just awesome stuff. Obviously Cassiopeia. We kind of seen this already, so I'm not gonna go super deep on it. Just wanted to show a little bit of differences. This is what the Evolve is looking like. Really good stuff as well. And then next we have the last deck, which is Sword. I'm not a huge heroic sword player, so I'm not gonna like raise on every single card deck I have with the other decks. I know this deck's way more, but basically heroic sword, doing heroic sword stuff. I think the only big thing to kind of really note here is the Mars. I don't think Mars is as popular in heroic sword list, but hey, they're running it. It's good to have. So I mean, I think it's a good card, so they're running in here. Otherwise we just have a bunch of our beaters, and then we have the heroic sword approach to basically build a board really fast and just basically kill our opponent before they get to do anything cool, because that's basically what this version of Sword does. It's just very aggro, very rush heavy. You want to open up your pieces and just kill your opponent as fast as possible, and it's really good. Really good deck overall. And then we have the pieces. We have the Floral Fencer, of course, very popular card, the Mac Knight, and then Mars Evolve. Got obviously the better knight, the dude, and the little dude. Basically, just more setups. If you just evolve a bunch of dudes, they just get really big and powerful and strong. There's that. Next we have the third place team, which is, we start off with Forest. Again, nice, another Forest list. We kind of saw the other two already, so I'm not gonna go super heavy on it, but they're running the Lilies and the Tias in here. Not like a heavy amount, but they're running 2/2s basically, and then basically everything else is just the normal one drops, and then back going down here. They are running they're running the Tweedle package. The other two lists were not running the Tweedle package. I am 50-50 on the Tweedle. I kind of understand why not to run it, but it does help you search just a little bit deeper, so it kind of helps out. We have the Silver Bullet, the Elephant. So have a little bit of that AV Spellbound touch, and then here is the Evolve. Next we have another Haven list, by the way. Now this list is hilarious. This list is the definition of you can't play the game. Like almost every card in here says you can't play the game. This is an Aegis build, but it's a heavy control Aegis build. Literally this card blows stuff up, this card blows stuff up. The execution at 2 with the Arclight at 3, basically telling your opponent like, no, you drop an elephant, forget about it. You're not getting to your elephant. You're not getting any elephants. The Jean also wipes, the Angelic Snipes wipe. There's just so much wipe. The 3 decrees. Even this card destroys stuff. It is insane. Like this is all drawing right here. This is the ward for the Aegis approach. This is the healing, so you could just heal back up. The Bell Ringers. This is Dober. Dober also heals you, by the way. It is just hilarious to me how much how much this deck is saying you can't do anything. Like, it just really is that. And then you have obviously the counter girl, which lets you basically get Aegis for free, which is the approach. You basically stall your opponent with a bunch of healing drawing and everything, and then you just go, all right, Aegis, do you have an answer? Cool, you die. I might drop a second one, be careful. But yeah, it's really funny. I think this combination is absolutely disgusting. This quadro right here, this not even trio duo, this quadro of cards, like every single card reads, I'm killing your the thing you love and want on the board. Like, God, this is so disgusting. This deck is so obnoxious. I would hate to face this. I would absolutely hate to face this. Next we have this is the Evolve, by the way. Not much going on here. Got some bell ringers, got Jean, Aegis, and some Karas. You don't need anything else, right? You really don't need anything else. The last but not least, we have the Rune deck, but this is a very weird Rune deck. This is a glass and flame deck, or flame and glass deck, whichever you want to read it, which is very unusual. You don't see this very often. This card lets you filter a little bit glass into your own cemetery, search your deck for a flame glass, put it on the field. Oh, I didn't know you can directly just get your dude like that. That's crazy. You can just get her onto the board. That's pretty interesting. I didn't know that's how that works. So basically, if you find it, you just call her out. You cheat her out real quick. That's crazy, because this card basically board wipes like wild. Like on she has Storm, I believe, too. Storm, and she deals 3, and then if you have both of them in your cemetery, you deal 7 instead. That is crazy. On strike, that is so much damage. It's only to followers, but still, like, she's also a 7/7, so that's pretty interesting. But also the execution, and we have a bunch of spells in here. We got Iserphil. I didn't even get a chance to talk about the other stuff, but we got the broken cards here, the damage dealer, and then we also got this girl that just lets you search out spells, and then you just basically play Europa and just go wild with this deck. But yeah, this is interesting, going for the Flame of Glass approach. We also have the Iserphil as a backup plan. We have Merwin as a searcher. Rune got a lot of good spells. Also, I believe this is the heal card. Is this the heal? Oh, no, this is a quick spell. This just says, oh, you get to take an Evolve Fall, return to your owner's hand. Disgusting. You can put it on top if you're at 10 spells. Oh, so gross. And then we have another searcher here. But yeah, overall, this just good spells the deck with a glass engine. I really like it. I think it's cool. Definitely unique. Definitely different. I don't know if it's stronger than Chimera or anything like that. I'm not like a Rune player. I just play into Rune a lot. But overall, just, you know, you just do stuff, and it's pretty nuts. I really like it. I also really like the Sunfire edition, and a lot of the other, it's Surefire. So a lot of the other decks have Surefire as well. Just another really good card to just kind of have out and nuke some stuff, especially if people evolve. I tend to be really weary of this card. If I have a feeling that this might pop up, I'll usually try play around this sometimes, just because I don't want to lose a unit just because of this. But very cool list. Definitely unique and definitely more out there than you would normally see. But otherwise, that I believe is it. We got the Evolve here. We got the Europa. Got obviously the broken. I think this card is so broken. This card is disgusting. The minus goes crazy, because, you know, you can swing something and swing into it, or you can like activate a spell, and now instead of it being like a 4/4, it's a 3/3. Oh, it gets nasty, and then they can like murder it too. Oh. And then now you're not dealing enough damage. Just sometimes, like, if they get you to like 2/2, guess what? You're not hitting this anymore. And it doesn't die, but your unit dies. It's so rough. Sometimes trades go crazy with this card. And then with the Merwin, obviously, the Iserphil, and then the Bellringer. And I believe that's it. Yeah, that's the 3rd place team. So that is all the results. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I really wanted to go over it. I think they're really cool. I've been testing a lot. And yeah, congrats to everyone, by the way, for doing well. That's always really good. But yeah, that's basically all the lists. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed all that. I think this is really fun. I got a lot more information. I've been testing a lot, so I kind of understand how decks are working. We saw a lot of forests there. There's a forest in every single. There was a haven on every single team too. All different havens, by the way. Every single list wasn't the same, and no egg. A lot of people have been hyping the absolute heck out of egg, and I think they're over. I think people have been overhyping egg. This is coming from someone who's been playing it. I think the deck's strong, but there are some games where you just sit there and you just brick, and it is just you just do nothing. It's a very strong deck when it high rolls. When it low rolls, it doesn't really do much, actually. It just kind of sits there turn after turn, and you have to really hope your top decks are insane to get back in the rhythm. Sometimes you just get brushed down to by Sword or Abyss, so it can be a real struggle. It's a good deck and it's a bad deck at the same time, but I do think it's really powerful. Definitely don't overlook it. But I don't think it's like the top dog. I don't even know what the top dog is. I think every craft has something good to offer. So yeah, that's just how I feel personally. I don't really deem like one deck super low over the other. I think every deck has something good. But otherwise, I hope you guys enjoy that. Hope it was informative. Speedyguards.shop, he does do Shadowverse Evolve, so if you need any stuff from there, you can go in and get yourself some stuff. use code orange to get yourself some goodies. Do not forget to subscribe. It does help my channel grow. It also helps me as a content creator, so just keep doing what I'm doing, you know? But on that, guys, hope you guys enjoy that. Good luck. I'll be at Duluth. I will be playing Shadowverse Evolve Day 2, so I'll see you all there. I will not be playing Triform for Vanguard. I am playing Shadowverse, so yeah, I'll see y'all in that. On that, guys, peace out. That's Daniel. See you guys in a future video. Bye!